something bad to us, we are going to do things to you that have never been done before.
We the people tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. We the people are the driver. The government is the car. And we decide where it should go and by what route to do. We the people are free. And I hope we have once again reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited.
G'day, folks. How are you? Bit of a weird time, a little after 12 in my part of the world, wherever you are. I hope your life goes pretty well. Looks like we've got a couple in that might be from overseas. Hello, Sandy. You guys must be in for lunch. Hello, Gay. Lovely to see you in 9:17 p.m. Wednesday night in Oklahoma. Lovely to have you in, Gay. Sorry, I'm running a bit late. I can sort of give you a bit of an indication as to why. We've been cutting a lot of wood. That is just one tree. In fact, it's only about a quarter of one tree. The tree came down, one of the ones that came down through our cyclone experience here a few weeks ago. We got 14 of them here on the property, and we have to work pretty hard to get some of them. They're in mountainous terrain, and some of them, like that one, was across an access road. It's been cut up and just lying there, so we had access, but it really hasn't been dry enough to do much work around here for the last few weeks. So while the sun is shining, we've been out making wood, not hay. And that's why I say to you, if you need some wood for winter, we might be able to help you out. Not so much with what you see in that picture. That's pretty fresh. In fact, very fresh. It'll be a year or two before you could use that properly for firewood. But we have a lot of other wood here that will be requiring to be cut up and split. So if you need wood, Carl at vofhq.com. You'd have to probably come and get it. We don't have a vehicle as such, a truck to deliver large amounts with. Although if you're prepared to hire a truck, I'm prepared to drive it, and we can get a tipper or something and fill that up for you if you need a lot of wood. But I know there are some people who do just want to buy enough wood to get through all the winter. So if that's you, then reach out. We'll try and figure something out. I don't know anybody with a tipper that we can get a good rate off. So we'd be probably, through my contacts anyway, literally going to the hire companies. But there might be air taskers and all that sort of thing we can look into doing. But yeah, we do have to get rid of a bit of wood. And if the property can help you stay warm this winter, then that'd be great. Also, if you're looking for different kinds of hardwood, I know there are a lot of folks looking for things like strainer posts, split posts, and wood capable of being either planked or slabbed. We will be slabbing a lot of wood, and we'll plank some of it, but we'll probably slab most of it. There are a number of logs that lend themselves to split poles, if you like, or split posts. So we'll have a lot of that available too. If you are interested, you'll get them at a pretty good rate. That's all I can tell you. Now, I just wanted to pop in, to apologise for last night. What happened? Well, quite a few things are happening in my world away from here at the moment. And unfortunately, for the last week or so, a couple of them have impinged in ways I wasn't really expecting, and last night was one of those. So I just had to go off and deal with something personally, and that's all sorted, all good. And there are a few horrific things that I learned through that process, which are to do with government. What a surprise. Which led me to some of the questions that I asked Dr. William Bay. Now, I've already caught up with Billy Bay today, and I just wanted to let you know that if you would like to come along to his fundraiser, it's happening at Indooroopilly at the Yumjar Cuisine restaurant in Indooroopilly on Sunday from 5 till 8 p.m. There is a link in the description here of this show, and it will also be in the description for tonight's show when I play the interview out. Now, it's a great little chat with Billy Bay, and you'll get a great insight into why he's motivated and what changes he and others he hopes will be able to be elected will bring to an Australian Parliament. And I commend the interview to you. He's got his head switched on. Following that, we will be having another chat with more politicians, and it will lead on from what I'm talking to Billy Bay about, and that is the fact that they have today, the GAP, the Great Australia Party, have announced an alliance with the Heart Party in Queensland at any rate. And one of the people running is our very own Cass Smith, who will be running for a Senate seat in Queensland along or around the Scenic Rim. Funnily enough, in the area we happen to be. The other lady you see there is Mary Jane. Now, Mary Jane Liddickett runs Freedom Financial Solutions, or in fact is a better owner of Freedom Financial Solutions, but she is one of the most dedicated freedom fighters you'll ever ask to meet, and a wonderful lady to boot. We'll have both of these girls on tonight as well. You can tell they've got people who do graphics for them. I didn't do that graphic. I'm not that flash, but Mary Jane and the crew, they're switched on. So that's who we're going to be chatting to tonight. You'll hear about Dr. William Bay and his plans. And then, of course, what's going to happen with the Heart Party and the representatives right across Australia, but in specifics tonight for the Scenic Rim and for the ACT, where Mary Jane will be standing. There are also folks running in South Australia we'll be catching up with, and I am hopeful of catching up with Rod Cullerton at some point as well. We'll get the message from the top down there. But the message is, if there is a message to be gained out of any of all of this, folks, it is learn how preferential voting works and use it. And that gives us the best hope, even though we may not like any of the political parties that will wind up in power as such. What we can do is stop the abuse of that power in the Senate. But it does require us to understand how preferential voting works so that you use your vote and make it work for the last Freedom Party left standing. And I think we'll talk a bit more about that tonight. Something I will bring up now, and I bring it up more out of curiosity than anything else. I am seeing all sorts of pictures and images popping up on social media about medbeds. Now, I can't tell you whether or not any of these medbeds, as they are portraying themselves, are the real deal that we've been expecting now for, well, how long have I been talking about it? Maybe 4 years. However, there are new pictures like this available. It looks like something you would sleep in a first class, flight, maybe internationally. However, if you're very confined or you don't like confined spaces, this might be not for you. It does have a window by the look of it. You don't have to become fully covered in. You can have that little glass viewing area. But that is claiming to be a medbed. Use your own discernment, folks. That's all I'll say. This, I think, came off a link through Facebook. Of course, you can book in and try, or book in and see how it goes. Book in, there is a fee. Book in, the treatment costs. My understanding of medbeds, when the real ones that we're expecting are in front of us, you will not be charged for their use. Okay, there will be a priority system for their use initially because there's not going to be enough of them. But it'll be a priority system. It won't be a matter of how much money you've got and getting you to the head of the queue. So I just wanted to bring you up to speed with that. Looks like a pressure chamber, says Andrew. I couldn't agree more, Andrew. It looks like a hyperbaric chamber, but look, who knows? People passing this crap off on Facebook, and all you need is, a $20 registration fee. And if you can get 10,000, 100,000, 1 million people to pay that once, you probably don't have to work for a while, unless you're in India, of course, because you'll only get a small percentage of that scam, and you'll have to go back on the phones the next day to make your next bowl of rice. But that's sadly how India seems to be going for the vast majority of its younger population at the moment. Internet scams. If you can't get on the free ticket to Australia, you're not smart enough to get into education or to get a university spot here in Australia, and you haven't got enough money to get on the plane that Albo and Co have offered up, saying, yes, you know, pile on as many Indians as you like and fly them into Australia. We don't care. We love India. Well, then your life is pretty hard and you'll be subjected to running scams, much like we all face on the other end of it every day for the rest of their lives. It's a sad little thing. How do we clean it up? Well, hopefully by waking people up and making them smarter to everything. If you can and maybe this is a great analog for what is happening in our governments. We have so many stupid, lonely, sad, depressed people in the world that it is now a major business to try and rob them of their money in ways that are almost anonymous and certainly extremely difficult to get back the funds from. And we don't care. We don't do much about it. We don't stop it. It's just another bit. And we view it like a business. Oh, it's a scam business. Oh, I dodged that. It's like saying, oh, no, I went to that fruit shop. I didn't like their fruit once. I'm not going back there again. And I've done that. I've bought a kilo of apples. They turned out to be rotten, all of them. Never been to that fruit shop again. But it's probably the wrong thing to do because you're tarring everybody with the same brush. What are we going to do? How do we lift and awaken those people that believe there is a Nigerian man who has fallen in love with them and all he needs to do to come over and make all your dreams true is money? Will you please send me some? 5,000. Oh, I'm in a bit of trouble with the doctor. I'm a bit of trouble with the family. I'm a bit of trouble with it. Oh, can you send me another 10,000? And these people actually do it. So there wouldn't be a scamming business if people used their discernment a little more and weren't greedy. Greedy for love, greedy for money, greedy to expand their wealth beyond, you know, the small amount of money that they offer up to these scammers on the basis that they're going to get it back and it'll be multiplied many times. And how many times have people like you and I lost everything we own to those sorts of scams, thinking that they were real? Well, the same scam is being perpetrated against us just on a governmental level and on a global level above that. So how many people have we got to wake up? And how do we wake up that many stupid, unawake, asleep, ignorant, lazy people? Think of any other excuse as to why these people won't wake up and put it in. Because if we can't wake up enough people to say, listen, that Nigerian man might be scamming you, be awake to that when the phone rings or the email comes in, what hope have we got of getting people to see the injustices and the corruption and the illegalities of government globally? I don't know. I just think it's a much bigger job than any of us actually thought about when we launched into all of this, don't you think? I mean, it doesn't make it a bad thing. Certainly, I'm not intimidated about the size and scale of the job. It's just that every time you feel you get a bit of a hold on it, it grows a bit more. And certainly in certain areas of life, that's probably not a bad thing. But this is a beast of evil. It has many heads. What we need is one of those crazy Indian drivers on the road. Cut them all off in one dangerous parking maneuver.
You let one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up. Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life. It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line. That's why we're going back. Does anybody else want to stay? Let's rock!